Porsche has never glued its revered GT badge to an SUV. Until now. Meet the Cayenne Turbo GT. Does the car live up to the badge? Let's go and find out. The Turbo GT comes only as a coupe. It's the quickest model in the Cayenne lineup and also the most expensive. With $12,000 worth of extras added, our test car costs more than $364,000 plus on-road costs. That puts it in some pretty exclusive company around the Aston Martin DBX, Bentley Bentayga and Lamborghini Urus. While the overall look of the Cayenne Turbo GT is familiar, there are details that signify its monstrous performance. A carbon fibre roof, a 17mm lower ride height, 22-inch wheels wrapped in specifically developed Pirelli P0 Corsa rubber, larger air intakes feeding the V8 bi-turbo engine, titanium exhausts and a larger adaptive rear spoiler. The 4-litre V8 fitted to the Cayenne Turbo GT is the most powerful offered by Porsche. It ups the kilowatt count by 16% compared to the Cayenne Turbo. The torque count is also mammoth. Porsche claims this car can accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometres an hour in an astonishing 3.3 seconds. The Cayenne Turbo GT uses an 8-speed torque converter auto tuned to be more sporting. It drives all four wheels via an electronically managed multi-plate clutch. Step into the Cayenne Turbo GT and it's oh so Porsche. Snug fitting, single piece, sports seats, Alcantara trim just everywhere, and in front of you, the traditional 5-dial instrument display. The interior has been decorated to distinguish the Turbo GT from other Cayennes. Check out this yellow racing mark at 12 o'clock on the steering wheel and the sways of carbon fibre. Basing a sports blaster on an SUV at least means you're not going to struggle for a place to put your phone or coffee cup. There are also big door bins and a sizable glove box. The Cayenne Turbo GT features Porsche's 6th generation infotainment system. It's operated out of this landscape touchscreen sitting in the dashboard. Look, the superficial stuff, the basic stuff, is pretty easy to access and understand, but there's a lot of detail here. You're going to have to drill down and you're going to take time to learn how to do it. Porsche has traditionally only offered Apple CarPlay connection, but Android Auto is now part of a comprehensive infotainment package. In the traditional Porsche way, the 5-dial instrument display has an analog tachometer at its centre. There's a digital speedo embedded in the bottom as well. The other 4 dials are all digital. The 2 on the right can scroll through a bunch of different options and can merge together to form a satellite navigation screen. For a car of this price, the Cayenne Turbo GT surprisingly misses out on some high-spec driver assistance systems. Lane keeping assist is a no-cost option. The Cayenne Turbo GT is only a 4-seater. Pay more money, get less seats for some reason. But the good news is, despite the coupe's sloping roofline, there's still plenty of headroom. There's also good knee and leg room, although it all feels a bit enclosed with the small side windows and single-piece sports seats up front. But you do get aircon controls and 2 USB outlets, as well as plenty of storage options including a centre tray, a fold-down armrest with cup holders, 2 seat back pockets and door bottle holders. The power tailgate opens to reveal a sizable boot, and the loading height can be adjusted very easily at the touch of a button thanks to the air suspension. The rear seat split folds to open up enough space to fit a mountain bike without having to take the front wheel out. Under the floor you'll find a 20-inch collapsible spare tyre. Well, this would have to be the most functional, versatile Porsche GT model of all time, but that's not really the point, is it? Let's go driving. From the moment you get rolling in the Cayenne Turbo GT, any thoughts this is a muscled up cruiser are banished. Of course, the engine is epic, so quick, deep and wide in its responses, and sounding so good doing it. Yet with the help of 3 driving modes, the 8-speed auto can manage it in a soothing way for urban traffic or be hyper supportive when driving with intent. The Cayenne Turbo GT rolls on an adaptive air suspension system with a firmer tune than the Cayenne Turbo. It also has a bunch of high-tech sports driving assist systems thrown at it. The result is a stunningly fast cross-country blaster. The Turbo GT's brain monitors and adjusts stability, power steering, rear wheel steering and torque distribution via the all-wheel drive system. One key feature that has an obvious impact is Porsche dynamic chassis control. It keeps the car impossibly flat at silly speeds in corners. Body roll is banished, it's almost unearthly. And yet for all that sports driving capability, the chassis can be set for a relatively supple everyday ride. Even the track-oriented Sports Plus setting is survivable on smoother public roads. An obvious level of engine and exhaust noise can wash into the cabin, especially if you want it to. But when you're cruising, this can be a pretty refined place to travel. Considering all the tech thrown at the Cayenne Turbo GT, you might expect it to be somewhat clinical. But unlike some other hyper-performance SUVs laden down with gizmos, it still feels natural and cohesive. Less impressive is the basic warranty program Porsche offers for the Cayenne Turbo GT. Service intervals are more competitive, but there is no cap price program. So back to where we started. Does the Cayenne Turbo GT live up to the badge? Well, in some ways yes, in other ways decidedly not. The bullet-like performance, mind-bending cornering power and gobsmacking price are all GT signatures. But this car offers a level of versatility and can drive in a relaxed way no 911 GT3 or its stablemates has ever offered. Add it all up and whatever you make of the name, the Cayenne Turbo GT is undoubtedly one of the great performance SUVs on the planet today.